What's up, you guys? It's your boy, the Gotcha Mogul, here again with another banger video for you guys. I know you missed my amazing monotone voice. I missed you guys too. It's been a while since I made a video where I've spoken. It's only because one, it's been a holiday weekend, and two, I've been kind of grinding out PvP content for you guys because a lot of people actually want me to do high tier PvP. I didn't think people actually cared really because this game right now is in a state where I think it's fair to even focus on PvP. So I've been just grinding that out for the more try-hard players out there that watch my videos. But happy 4th of July as well, you guys. I know today is a day off for a lot of people. Some of you guys probably still had to go to work. Don't worry, I understand. You may feel like you're being left out, but never forget that get into the bag, making sure you make some money, making sure that the bills are being paid. That's an accomplishment too. So I applaud all of you that had to go to work today, and those of you that had the opportunity or the privilege to stay home with your friends and family. Please make sure you capitalize on that because these are memories that last, right? So on into the video. Let's take a look at why I decided to make this video today. So today is going to focus on the fact that a lot of newer players are trickling into Artery gear because you guys have heard that it's a great game, but you're hesitant to start because you missed out on the Ashura event. Now the Ashura event, of course, for those of us that started with this event, we got Chihaya, which is a decent unit, right? Because she can be used in 3 hunts. Let me go into the hunts and show you. So you've seen that she's been used in Centaur, and you can use the same team for Harpist, and you can also use it for the Magma Path. Looking at her skills, Chihaya has an S3 that lands a defense reduction, and when she crits, she takes another turn, which then allows her to use her S2, which extends her debuff duration, right? So she S3s with a defense break of 2 turns, then she extends the duration of that debuff and makes it 3 turns. That is, of course, a great defense breaker altogether, right? We can't ignore the fact that she is that good as a defense breaker, but she's not the best. In my opinion, she's not the best at all. She is just more versatile. The best defense breaker by far, in my opinion, is Shinonome. Shinonome is only a 3-star unit, which means she's completely free to play to you guys. Hopefully you're just lucky enough to get her in some of your 10 pools, but Shinonome is SSS tier for the hunts that she is usable in, which is Centaur and Octopus, which are hunts you're going to be farming forever, right? Both of those hunts you will be farming for a very, very long time. Now let's take a look at Shinonome's kit and why she's so good. So her S3 applies a defense break and burn, which is important to note, right? Because the difference between her and Chihaya is that Chihaya only lands 1 debuff, whereas Shinonome applies 2. Now this makes Shinonome's synergy with Ginga even better because Ginga's S3 scales off of each individual debuff that's been applied to the boss, so each separate debuff. So with just Shinonome alone, you get 20% more damage off of your S3, which is a huge deal, especially if you've maxed out max skill up your Ginga, as you should anyway. For all of you guys watching this video, if you have any skill ups and you're trying to use them sparingly, max out your Ginga. You're going to be using her forever for your farming, for PvE content, for hunts. You need to max out her skill up so that you can create your one-shot teams, farm faster and more efficiently. Now, another thing that makes Shinonome significantly better than Chihaya is that not only does she reduce the gearing requirements because Ginga does more damage, but burn, right? Burn itself is the second strongest, I guess, tick down damage in the game, right? So we have corrosion, we have burn, and then we have the shock. Shock being the worst of the 3, corrosion being amazing because it's fixed percent health, but burn being the second best because it scales off of the unit's attack stat. But what makes Shinonome so easy to gear, where you're not focused on, oh, I need to make sure I'm getting all of the god roll, gold attack stats, she also scales off of crit and crit damage. So it's okay if you have a mixture of gear on her where it gives attack, crit, and crit damage, or just attack and crit, or just attack and crit damage, because she doesn't land any crit anyway, so that's absolutely fine. All you're worried about is landing your S3, landing your burn, and the more attack that you have on her, the less you have to worry about attack gearing requirements and stats on your units. And also, you guys that are starting this game and you don't have Alice, the teams that you use Shinonome on, granted this is not a Shinonome thing, it's just understanding team comps, you do not need Alice for Centaur. I can say that at the very least. Until you get Centaur, you can use the team that I'm about to show you with Morris, Alice, and Ginga, because of the requirements that by just having Shinonome on your team, you reduce gearing requirements by so much that the extra attack and turn that comes from Alice isn't really necessary, right? Because she gives of course, the attack boost, which is huge, and she gives the action bar and another turn to an ally. Those are all amazing things, right? But the thing is, you don't need all of that because of all the debuffs that you're applying onto the boss. Because of all the debuffs you're applying to the boss, your Ginga is going to do so much damage that worrying about getting that attack up isn't really necessary, or even the extra turn. So as long as I land a defense break and a burn here, this run is pretty much over. Then Morris goes and basically does what Alice does by pushing up my Ginga. And the run is that easy. So those of you struggling to get into Centaur, into like 7, 8, 9, just know that it's not difficult. As long as you have Shinonome and Morris, you do not need Alice at all. You don't need Chihaya at all. So you free-to-play players, or potential players that are just looking at videos, wondering if Artery Gear is a game that you can even start, you can go ahead and start it. I suggest, taking the risk and just seeing the game out for yourself. There's nothing that will stop you, because these two units are completely free to play, and they are the best PvE, I guess, clearers in the game right now when it comes to hunts, if you're a free to play player. And let's look at the gearing requirements, right? So I'm using the free attack set that the game gives you, and also using the free crit set that the game gives you on Ginga. I'm also using Grace, another free-to-play unit that you should be aiming for, and just using a bunch of hodgepodge gear. Yeah, I have some decent gears at the top, but they're not make or break, right? You saw her damage was negligible in that hunt. Morris is barely even geared. She goes last. She doesn't have any speed. She just has a bit of bulk. You just want them to survive. And then, of course, Shinonome's stats, right? So Shinonome, of course, you want her to just go first and apply the defense break and bleed immediately, have her accuracy up, and that's it. Her defense break and her burn, sorry. And yeah, that is it. That is it for the video, you guys. Thank you for watching. I hope this cleared up some anxiety for you guys. I feel like you missed out on the Ashura event, which I get it, because a lot of us, when we start new gachas, we want to know that we're starting at the best time, right? Most gacha players, we're very economically minded, we're very efficient minded, right? You want to do things the most efficient way possible, because you know that by not being efficient, you're hindering process over a long period of time, and that's typically how gachas are made. So have no fear. There are enough units in the game where you don't even have to worry about certain collab units like Chihaya. When they come out, and they'll be this game-breaking thing, you at this point in time in the game, you can hop in as long as you have Shinonome and you have Morris, which you get day 2 from playing this game. You will be fine. And yeah, that's all I have for the video, you guys. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And don't worry, your boy is still here with his monotone voice, making sure we put out this banger videos for you guys. See you guys later.